to run through a beat tape he got out called At Peace.
In peace.
In Peace. Okay. All right. We're going to get into that, chop it up, see a little bit about the man behind the music. And let's jump right into it. Now, I don't have any particular order. I have all the tracks, but I don't know if you wanted them to play in a particular order.
Yeah, so the first track is Bet Green.
Okay, all right. We're gonna get into Bet Green. So first, before we get into Bet Green, give us a little breakdown on how this beat tape came to be, how you came to be as a producer, and what's a little bit of the background story.
Okay, so when it comes to the background story, more so, I came up more so in the musical background, studying music theory through piano at the age of 5. And after that, 4th grade, 2010, alto saxophone. Then I went to the baritone saxophone. So music has always been a part of what I've always been doing more so. And now me transitioning into a computer, getting more into the DAWs and more so with the box and just mixing, mastering, audio engineering, and making more songs for other artists. I feel like the more I was shaping my sound, the catalyst was more so just experimenting and trying things out. Everybody has a fear of the unknown, but the fact of the matter is I had to build up that courage to actually make newer sounds. And this is more so at a younger age, and as I'm evolving, as I'm growing older, is more so just mixing the old, mixing the new.
Right. Okay,
Just
all right,
making
that's
harmony
dope.
with it.
No, that's dope because a lot of producers, I would say that if you want to call it the new age producers, a lot of them are stuck in just today's sound, their sound, if you want to call it, and they don't really take the time to go back into maybe like the Dipset era or the Wu-Tang era or the Nas era or any of the 90s stuff like that. And I think it doesn't hurt you to do that. Like you're trying to, just like the artists of that time were tapping into the 70s. You've seen Snoop Dogg, he was tapping into like funkadelic stuff and the P-Funk. So every generation kind of taps into what came before them, and it only can add to your overall vibration. But when you're just stuck into your own today's sound, I think it kind of limits producers. So it's dope that you kind of blend both eras together. Well, let's start it off. Let's get into Bet Green. Why the name Bet Green?
Bet Green because more so the color that I liked at the time and what that beat represented with the color was green.
Got you.
More so. And with the bet part, within the beat, there's gonna be a vocal chop, and I don't know how it didn't get I don't know how it got through, but it's more so I think it was like Betty White.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Um I forgot the name of the song, but yeah, like
Right. That's a
that was
dope
that was
singer, by the way, Betty White. But let's get to it. Bet Green, 60 seconds thereabouts. Dave the Ninja representing upstate New York, Syracuse. Let's get it.
Oh, upstate New York? No. I'm sorry. I'm not from Syracuse. I'm from Long Island, New York, upstate.
Hold up. Let's pull that back. You said not from upstate New York.
Nah,
Okay. Which borough are you from?
I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay. We had to stop that and pull that back.
Yeah.
Make sure we get it correct. So, all right, he's repping Li, Hampstead. All right, let's get it. We got it straight now. Dave the Ninja. Let's do it.
Shout out to
All right, so that was the first track to set it off. Bet Green, very dope sample chop. Somehow it managed to get through the filters and not get detected. So we're gonna hold it down here. We don't want to promote that too much. You have somebody coming hollering at you for a check down the road. But how much does sampling factor into your production as a whole?
Sampling is a very important part of my whole producing career. You know what I mean? Originated more so from the loops that were basically given to me through like stock sounds more so,
Right.
and just created those and chopped them in the way of my own, and so but with no idea, no direction of what I was trying, of what I really wanted to go with, and yeah, man, that's
Okay.
pretty much the beauty of it. Just
Okay. Where do you usually get your samples from? Is it the usual suspects that most people do, like Splice, sound packs, and whatnot? Or you got any unique ways of gathering samples?
yeah, I do. I'm more so like a hybrid. Like I definitely go to Splice. I could definitely take a loop there and manipulate it however I do so. Take a one shot, do a couple keys right there, manipulate it. Um, More so just I got the unknown sample packs. You know what I mean? Shout out to Unknown,
Dope.
Crabtree Music Library. I definitely dabbled into those as well,
Okay.
and also definitely thinking about releasing my own sample packs too.
That's a dope idea. Dope idea.
Yeah,
I encourage all producers, if they built like that, definitely put it out there. You know, someone else might have an idea that can add to what you created, and they take it and go a whole different direction with it. All right. So what do you have for track number 2?
right.
You got Fright. Okay, let's jump into Fright. This is track number 2.
Yeah.
This is Dave the Ninja. Represent Li Hampstead. Track beat tape is called In Peace. Let's get to it. Fright. Crazy. That beat was called Fright. Very, very dope. I like the energy behind that. Um, Before we get into any more music, give us a little understanding behind the name Dave the Ninja. It seems like you want to create almost like a brand around the name. It's not just the name, it's like a brand around the name. So give us a little breakdown behind how you came up with that name and the whole idea behind the branding of it.
Well, the Dave part more so because of my first name, David. That's my first name, and the Ninja part. At first, the Ninja part came. The Ninja part came subconsciously more so, like through me just when I was younger, not really talking that much, being more introverted,
Right.
not being as confident as I really wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And um, pretty much got the name from the artists that I work with. So they pretty much gave me the name,
Okay.
and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, it more so fits. You know what I mean?
Right.
The ninja thing fits definitely.
Okay.
So,
All good. All good.
so I
All
went.
good. All right. Well, we're gonna get into the third track. The third track is called Silly. How do you name your beats? Is it just the first thought that comes to your mind and that's it?
Yeah, before it was what usually comes to mind. Now I usually name my beats just so I don't usually forget it. You know what I mean? I usually try to be more organized than
Right.
last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get to it. Silly. Third track off the in-piece beat tape. This is Dave the Ninja representing Hampstead, LI. Let's do it. All right, that was Silly off of the in-piece beat tape. Dave the Ninja with us in the building. I got to ask you before we get into more music, the state of hip-hop in New York. Now, hip-hop began in New York. Things have changed. You know, there was a time when it was just New York dominated, like the 80s, 90s dominated. It went to the West Coast. It went down south. It traveled around the world. How do you feel about New York today compared to the legacy or the historical essence, the historical state that New York has been? You know, how do you translate that? What does it mean to you today, from where New York was starting off to where it is now?
Well, to my knowledge, I know back in the day, it started in Hollis, Queens, Run DMC, and I feel like with New York City being the melting pot that it is, a lot of cultures like really combined and actually made their way over here to the point where it's like, yeah, that actually happened. But now with gentrification going on and all the stuff like that, you know, now you got Pop Smoke, drill music traveling to New York, from Chicago to New York, and now traveling all over the world. And the more people are doing it from New York, a lot of people out of state aren't really taking an interest towards any other artists in drill music other than the Pop Smoke, Fabio Foreign, or any of those drill artists that are pretty much at the top at this moment.
Okay, now you said something interesting. You said hip hop began with Hollis, Queens, with Run DMC.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's crazy because a lot of people feel it began in the Bronx about 10 years before Run DMC. So it's interesting. As a person, a native New Yorker who I've never heard nobody say that hip hop began with Run DMC. So that's new to me. But it's interesting. So are you familiar with the South Bronx and like the Cool Hercs and stuff like that?
Cool Herc, KRS-One, South Bronx.
Right.
South Bronx.
Right.
Shout out.
Okay,
man.
all right, got
Sorry,
you.
sorry.
I just wanted to make sure you were familiar with that because I've never heard nobody say it began with Run DMC. I mean, they took it to another level. They made it pop, but like
definitely did.
Right, with Adidas, which is still a staple today. Like people wearing Adidas today just as much as they wore it back then. But Run DMC was the one that made that happen. You know,
Right.
so that was a dope look. All right, let's get to the next track. This track is called Tribe. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with Called Quest, but I'm assuming not. So we'll just get into it. Track number 4. This is called Tribe. Let's do it. Dave the Ninja. Hampstead, Long Island. Let's get into it. All right, that was track number 4, Tribe. This is Dave the Ninja with us. Is there any genres of music that inspire you that people would not assume or think that, he's actually into this kind of sound?
Reggaeton, Moombata.
Reggaeton, okay.
Yeah, like the Moombata, like DJ Snake.
Right,
and,
right.
Marshmallow more so.
Okay.
They're usually the ones that got into the hybrid style of Moombata, mixing reggaeton with hip hop and dancehall.
Right,
and
right.
all those genres.
So you got some of that in your sound, reggaeton, dancehall, any of that's in your music?
Yes, I definitely do my best to pretty much polish up the sound, but more so make it into my own authentic way,
Right.
and just make it as experimental as possible. But at the same time, I try to do my best to aim for that mainstream sound.
Right. Who was some of your top influences as producers? Who would you say is your top 3 influences that made you say, you know what, I want to try this out?
Scott Storch, Dr. Dre, and this last one is pretty tough, but I'm about to go with Knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay. So Scott Storch, Dre, and Knowledge. Okay, that's interesting. That's a different variety of producers. Scott and Dre kind of get lumped in the same category often. Like when you hear the top 3, top 5, those two kind of get in the category. Knowledge, not so much in that category. I don't hear him that much in that.
If anything, also I would like to add like an honorable mention, WondaGurl.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Shout out WondaGurl.
Again, a wide variety. Some producers that were producing before she was even born, and then you have WondaGurl on the other end of the spectrum. So that's a wide variety. Dope. All right, next track we got up is called Bollywood. Is this sampling Bollywood, or just you heard a sound and it made you think of Bollywood?
I heard a sound, and it was definitely a Bollywood vocal. Okay. Within the DAW. This is way back when in 2016, and just released it 4 years later.
Okay, that's all good. I mean, there's a lot of artists that come out with songs that we hear today. We think it's brand new. The producer made that like 5 years ago. So It's new to everybody else, but for the producer, it's old news. But let's get to it. Bollywood, track number 5, Dave the Ninja. In Peace is the name of the beat tape out now. We'll get into where it's available shortly. All right, let's do it. All right, that was Bollywood, inspired by Bollywood, the whole Bollywood scene, which is a crazy scene, a crazy movie scene going on in India. Their rendition of Hollywood, Nigeria, they got Nollywood, so everybody's springing up with their own kind of industries, which is dope. What's the amount of time it usually takes you to put these tracks together? I know you made this track 5 years ago, but as far as time is concerned, is it like you pop out a track in an hour, a day? Like, what's your process, and how do you usually bang out tracks?
Well, it depends. If I'm trying to go for a simple beat, it either takes me like a minimum like 15 minutes, maximum 1 hour.
You bang on a
for stuff
track
like
in
that.
15 minutes, a whole track done.
A whole tracked out, a whole thing done tracked out. If I definitely focus, yeah.
That's an insane work ethic right there. So you could be knocking out technically a beat tape in a day.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What's the method of that coming together so quick? Because your beats are dope. You know, I've heard all bangers so far. They're all dope. They all go. But how do you do that? Because I know some producers, it takes them a day. Sometimes they'll make half a beat a day, let it sleep on it a bit, come back to it the next day to finish it up. But 15 minutes. How do you bang tracks out that quickly that you can actually present it to somebody after that?
First of all, it just has to do with your mindset, knowing what you want, knowing what you want already, and not only that, it's just building a courage to actually get it done as quickly as possible. Although with that, nowadays I definitely do focus on quality more, which is more so why I'm not going front. I've been hoarding music lately, as well as the people around me been hoarding music lately, like just because we've been strategizing other stuff.
Right.
But yeah, man. Other than that, like other than like the business aspect of things, like being on the creative side, if I'm 100% into that, that's what I'm 100% into.
Okay, cool. We're gonna get into Auto, which is track number 6, but I want to know, do you got any like family musicians, any parents in the music business or play instruments or anything like that? Like, do you got any musical stuff in your DNA? Uncles that were in a rap group, older brother that produced, anything like that?
Well, my older brother raps. His name is Abel Dion.
Okay.
Yeah, dope rapper, dope rapper. My pops DJs as a hobby.
All right.
Um, I have a cousin that's part of Kindred, the family soul. Shout
Okay.
out to Aja Graydon.
Okay. So you got it in your DNA. You didn't just wake up randomly and wanted to be a producer. You got influences within the family.
Yeah, definitely. Not only that, it was just, and not only that, it was just more so my grandmother pretty much just pushed me, like, to start piano,
Okay.
start piano, or just be more curious with that.
Right. Right.
And ever since then, that's what it was for me.
Okay. So all the keys you play is live keys.
Not all of them.
Okay.
I could definitely play live keys if I wanted to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's dope to have in the arsenal. Any live instrument is dope to have in the arsenal. But let's get into
Okay.
track number 6. This is called Auto. We got Dave the Ninja with us, Long Island's own Hampstead. The
But
beat
by the way, with MPs,
mm-hmm.
there's MPs 1 and MPs 2. What we're about to get into right now is the first track. It's called Auto. It's part of MPs 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And with MPs 1, I had an opportunity to pitch my music to the NBA, and um, pretty much three out of those 5 tracks got into highlights with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry for the Warriors,
That's
um,
crazy.
Trey, Trey, Trey Young. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's a big look.
Nothing
That's a
wrong.
real crazy look. We're gonna get into more of that process after we play this track, so we could dive into that a little bit more deeper. But this is Auto, Dave the Ninja, Hampstead Zone, Long Island, and this beat tape is called In Peace. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Ninja drop another beat.
That was Auto. We with Dave the Ninja in the building. We just listened to the track called Auto. I gotta ask you, which part of the beats do you find the most challenging? Putting the melodies together, the drums. Like what is your attack? How do you attack a track, and what do you find the most issue with that takes you the most time? Even though we say it's a short, sometimes as short as 15 minutes, but is there a specific element of the track that you find the most challenging to get?
I think the most challenging for me more so was the aesthetic of the melody, getting used to a melody,
right,
and pretty much just going with it. I used to have this thing where it's like when it comes to a beat block, it more so just started with the melody. That was it. Other than that, the drums followed up with it, but it was just a melody for me at first.
Okay.
But now I pretty much got used to just the fact of the matter that regardless of what we hear or what we listen to or what we like, it's still music and we can still do what we want with that particular song.
Right. Dope. All right, we're going to get into track number 7, Blank, but let's finish up that story with the NWA. So what was the process of getting your beat connected to, Kevin Durant and all them? What was the process like? You had the track, you made the track. How does it go from on your hard drive into that opportunity?
Well, when it came to that opportunity, it was just something that I found on the internet, like through United Masters. And this is when it just got started. Like I just signed up. And with that, I just saw the opportunity. And with that was when I scheduled the release for In Peace, the first In Peace. And as soon as it dropped, months later, I got into Spotify playlists. And then months later after that, pretty much just submitted like the tracks that I thought were the hardest over that project. Just submitted to that. And months later, they even sent me an email asking if they could use my beats for an early chopper to rap on. And I just said, sure, just let me know any other information. But, it didn't happen, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
After that, that's when the social media went crazy. Like 2 million views on Twitter for like each off highlights.
Right.
Like 1 million off IGTV highlights. Like
right. It adds up. It definitely adds up. But that's the thing. Producers just got to put their work out there. You never know where it's gonna land. You just put it out there, and sometimes things like that just happen. But just putting your work out there and staying consistent with your craft. With that being said, let's get into Blank. This is track number 7.
With Blank, this is like a secret track.
Okay.
I may just drop this as an NFT soon.
Okay. You don't want to play this one?
Yeah, you play it.
Okay. All right. Let's get into it. So we get in the heads up. This might be an NFT, but for right now, we get in to preview it exclusive. This is Blank. This is Dave the Ninja In Peace beat tape. Let's do it.
Ninja drop another beat.
All right, so that was track number 7. That was called Blank. We got DAV the Ninja with us, Long Island zone, Hampstead zone. It's just been a crazy track, crazy beat tape so far. We got 3 more tracks we're gonna release. We didn't know that one of these tracks might be an NFT, but that's dope to get to preview it here before it becomes an NFT, because once it becomes an NFT, anything can happen from there. You know, that could take off and be its own thing. Well, let's get into it. This is track number 8, ET, extraterrestrial, inspired by that extraterrestrial sound. Let's do it. This is track number 8, ET.
Ninja jump another beat.
All right, so that was track number 8 called ET, inspired by extraterrestrial sounds, and that was definitely extraterrestrial to me. Who's like top 3 artists? If you had your dream pick, who would be like the top 3 artists you want to have DAV the Ninja's name produced by?
Top 3, Anderson .Paak, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Anderson .Paak, Kendrick Lamar, and who was the third one?
And my artist, Trick 3.
Trick 3. Okay, so that's dope. As I said, you got to definitely promote your local artists. And as I was saying, it's like you got to put it out there in the atmosphere. You just never know who might connect. And it's always dope to, just put that out there. Every artist, no matter how big they are, they got, producers from anywhere that have tracks with them. Drake, who is claimed to, who is titled as the artist of the decade, but he had a ton of unknown producers at one point, and then they became, bigger names after that. But, any artist can be reached, so definitely put that out in the atmosphere if that's who you want to work with. We got 2 more tracks left. We're going to get into track number 9. This is called Tear. This is DAV the Ninja representing Long Island. So track number 9. After this track, we'll find out where you can get the beat tape at, where it's available, where it's streaming at, and all that good stuff. All right, so track number 9, Tear, DAV the Ninja. Let's get it.
Ninja jump another beat.
Dope. Very, very dope. That was track number 9. That was called Tear. So, you know, it's been a dope journey. We got Dave the Ninja representing Long Island. Where can the beat tape be gotten right now? Where is it? What streaming platforms? Is the usual suspects? Tidal, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud?
Everywhere.
All the usual suspects. Okay. I only ask because there's some producers that come on and it's only available on Bandcamp because of sample clearances and issues with that. But if your samples are all good, all cleared, or if it's just no samples, original music, then you can put it anywhere. So that's dope that it's on available everywhere because some people, you know, they just, whatever platform they're comfortable with, they want to get it on that platform. So it's dope when you have it at more places. This is the final track. We're down to the final track. Any other things you want to share with other producers, other artists you want to connect with who might, you know, catch this stream or they catch it on YouTube? Anything you want to say to other artists, creatives, producers, rappers, etc.?
Shout out to the community. Shout out Illmind. Shout out Ron Solo. Shout out Dylan Kush. Shout out Zayas. Shout out Trip 3. Shout out all of the producer community. Y'all are dope. Y'all already know what it is. And I am definitely willing to work with any dope producers and audio engineers.
Sounds dope. Sounds dope. All right, this is Dave the Ninja. The IG is at Dave the Ninja, all one word, no underscores. All right, I'm gonna drop that in the chat while we get into this track. So this is track number 10. The final track on the beat tape is available on all streaming platforms. Make sure you check that out. It's called In Peace. It's representing Hampstead, Long Island, New York. And this is it. Commit is the final track. So we're gonna get to Commit, and then we're gonna wind down after that. All right, track number 10, Dave the Ninja. Let's do it.
Ninja jump another beat.
All right, this tape is it's a fire beat tape. I like it. Very, very dope. This is Dave the Ninja once again. He was checking in with us for the last little while, representing Long Island, Hampstead. Very dope beat tape. As I said, it's out on all streaming platforms: Apple, SoundCloud. You all know the usual suspects: Tidal, whatnot, Apple, SoundCloud, and all that. So definitely check that out. This is Dave the Ninja. As he said, he's willing to work with any other producers, engineers. You know, so definitely connect on IG at Dave the Ninja. All the producers on the platform all have IG, so you can connect with Dave the Ninja on IG. You could connect with the Conductor on IG. Pretty easy to reach producers, and you know, it's always dope to collab and connect with other producers. Take your sauce, mix it with someone else from another region's sauce, put it together, and you just expanded your whole fan base. You know what I mean? So it's always good to collab with other artists, other producers, and whatnot. And you just never know which one's gonna hit. Anything can be a hit. You just never know when or how it's going to hit, but anything could be a hit. So just keep at it. Once again, we salute Dave the Ninja. We're going to sign off. And once again, just let everybody know the beat tape is available everywhere. So go check that out. Dave the Ninja, in peace. Salute, sir.
Appreciate you, Clifton.
All right.
Shout out to all the beat makers. Y'all killing the game. Y'all already know what it is.
All right. Peace.